morning. It's about 5:40 a.m. Here goes the teapot. It's about 5:40 a.m. on March 3rd, and I set my alarm clock to get up and go watch the total eclipse of the full moon in Virgo, the blood moon, the worm moon, as we call it here anyway, maybe where you are too. And as usual, I think about 85% of the time in Rochester, Minnesota, that about 85% of the time that there is a cosmic event that a person could see with the naked eye, it becomes so totally overcast here that, for instance, I can't even tell that there is a full moon in the sky, much less the eclipse of one. But anyway, as usual, I will just have to proceed with the knowledge that these things are going on whether I can see them or not. So, make a cup of coffee. Why not? We're out of bed. Here's Lucy. Lucy, want to say good morning? Huh? You're up? She got up early and did her morning constitution. No, the constitution or constitutional, I don't know, I don't remember. At least somebody's still paying attention to the Constitution in this country. That's right. Lucy the Patriot. Lucy's my dear friend. She's about 18 years old. Okay, my kitty. You say anything? Can you say anything? Okay. Okay, my dear. Well, I set my tarot cards in the windowsill to let them charge up in the completely overcast full moon light. These cards are supposed to charge up in full moon. Or anyway, that is the part of the mythology of tarot cards. I don't know if they do or not. But it certainly doesn't hurt them to sit in the window, right? So, I've got a little incense lit here. I'm going to just go through and cleanse and bless these cards. I believe we're cleansing and blessing in dragon blood this morning. Ooh, look who's on the bottom of the deck. Maybe he's the reason we can't. Maybe he's the reason the sky's all clouded up. I doubt it. One more deck. So I have been trying to film a tarot reading, and I just end up deleting all of them. I think one reason is that I'm trying to do things with video editing that is not really easy to do with the YouTube Create app and an Android phone, which is what I'm working with. I think my expectations are too high. The other thing is, I get a spread laid out and then the camera's running, so I choke up. Or I don't like the way I look, or I think that I talk too much, which I do. So anyway, I just end up deleting all my tarot readings. Let's try it again. Welcome to Hoodie Priestess Tarot. I'm Jodine, your host. Let's see what cards we can pull for the full moon. And if I actually will have the wherewithal to interpret them on camera. We'll cut 3 times. Okay. Okay. All right. Are there any messages on the full moon? The moon with the total lunar eclipse. That would have peaked probably about 30 minutes ago. So the eclipse should be just ending now. Any messages? Please, tarot. One card pop out. It's the 5 of Pentacles. Let's see if anybody else comes out. Here's our 5 of Pentacles. It's the card where the elderly and the disabled are looking rather homeless out on the street in the snowstorm with the stained glass window of a church in the background where supposedly they could go and get help, but they choose not to for one reason or another. Could be it's not very good help, or it's not the kind of help they need, or maybe they're stubborn individualists and they don't want that help. Maybe it's lip service help. We all know what lip service help is, right? We do in America. I don't know about the rest of the world. We got all kinds of help for the people. Unfortunately, you don't qualify for it. Well, it looks like that might be the only one we get today. Ah, one more. What do we have? The 3 of Pentacles. Oh, I love this. The 5 of Pentacles and the 3 of Pentacles. 2 Pentacle cards. Cards of earth, cards of money, cards of job, cards of anything material, your health, your family, your body. What's on the bottom? The Emperor. When I put cards on the table, their meanings usually unfold for me over the course of the day. I like to leave a tarot spread on the table all day because how I interpret it when I first see it, it unfolds, it gets added to as the day goes on. So I don't know if any other readers find that same thing, but I do. I'm really going to talk about these 2 cards. This one, you know, is generally interpreted as lack or being an outcast. Or I can also interpret it sometimes as poor me. But it can literally mean hard times, not enough money, it can be a commentary about how we're treating vulnerable people in our societies, in our communities, in our cultures, in our nation. The elderly, the disabled, the homeless, the people who don't have enough money, the low-income people. There's help for you. Just go in the church and get it. But they don't. Okay, so let's talk about this card. This is the Three of Pentacles. It's a 3. Numerologically, I have a lot to say about this card. But numerologically, the 3 is what? The 3 is the card of creation. It's the card of manifestation. It's the card of, in the 2, we speculate for a new idea. In the 3, we've developed it. In the 4, we've developed it so successfully that now we can celebrate our work. In the 3, you see the trine, and you can think about the trine in many ways: body, mind, soul, Father, Son, Holy Spirit, Mother, Father, Empress, Emperor, and Magician. Mother, Father, creation. So who's here? Who's here is the skilled laborer, the clergy who is ordering a cathedral built, and the financier who's going to pay for the work. It's a card of collaboration. In this card is often known as the great work. They're building the great cathedral to the worship of the Lord. In this day and age, I cannot help, when I see this card, of hearing a phrase that is so popular in our culture again. Right now, make America great again. The great work. Make America great again. I cannot see this card in this time period without thinking about that. And I think it is so telling that these two would come out together. And I think who's sitting in the background? The Emperor. The big boss. The one who has all the power and control. He's an emperor, not a president. I'm sorry, that's how these cards come out. And if I look in this deck underneath the Emperor, 10 of Swords. You watched me shuffle. I want to go down to the next card. What's the next card under that? The Three of Swords. Betrayal, heartbreak. When I go down a card under that, my beautiful Fire King, the King of Wands, the King of Just Do It, the King of Just Do It. Go down under him, Knight of Swords. And whenever I see the Knight of Swords, I just see, to me, the Knight of Swords is the Knight of drama. Like he's the fastest knight in the deck, right? It's 4 knights. He's the fastest one. And I always think of him, some people call him the bull in the china shop. Yeah, like he'll come charging through your house on his horse. He'll bash down the front door. He'll come through the house. He'll bust all your dishes. He'll pull your curtains down off the window. He'll leave muddy hoof prints, probably shitty hoof prints, all through your house, kick all your furniture over, and blast out the back door and be gone. And you will think that some major catastrophe has arrived. But really, it was just a lot of drama that blew through. Drama, drama, drama. So, lest I get too didactic, I'm just going to leave it there. I don't think I really need to say anymore. I love tarot. You can't make this stuff up. I mean, now I may pop back on and add to this video if over the day I start to see these cards in a different way. I'll come back on, add to the video, and let you know what other interpretations stand out to me as being important. If the course of the day goes on and that doesn't happen, because it can be that way, I'll pop back on and let you know that. And then we'll try and get this posted. Because honestly, I think I can stand the way I look this morning. I mean, I've been watching YouTube for how many years? And I know that I don't look any better or any worse than anybody else. So I just gotta buck up and do it. All right. Thank you. Is there more than one thing to say about this reading? Of course there is. That's what I love about tarot. I don't know if it's what I love about tarot or if it's what I love about the intuitive mind that reads the tarot. Tarot speaks in a language that will say one sentence and you will immediately know what that sentence means. But then over the course of the time, you realize that sentence also addressed about 6 other things and did so precisely. So it's a wisdom that immediately, brilliantly pinpoints multiple areas. So of course there's more to say about this spread. And just to pick up where I left off, I was sort of, I don't know, hurling aggression or hurling angst or grievance onto the powers that be. Remember the Emperor? Oh, I was being pretty critical of the Emperor sitting in the background. It's easy to be critical of the Emperor, right? Everybody is. You can talk about this as an American. You can talk about this as any countryman. But there's such a contrast between those who are powerless and those who are extremely powerful. It's interesting that all of this turns up in this reading. So I think this reading also asks you to think about, to what extent have we betrayed ourselves? Swords are the suit of the mind and the intellect and the thought, right? To what extent have we betrayed ourselves and wounded ourselves with the thoughts that we are just powerless and that our job is to receive from this system more than it is to, maybe give to this system. And when this system is not functioning the way we want it to, when it's not so great, then we can blame that person. That person's got a lot of power, but there's a very heavy very heavy crown on the head. And have we somehow negated our responsibility? I think we can think about that too. If this is a card of collaboration and creation, then it's not just one person who's responsible for it. And I think that seeing ourselves as powerless or hopeless or ill-served or forgotten about might be something to consider. Is that what we really are? Is there more we can do? You could also ask if, is the great work to help these people, or are these people going to get thrown under the bus in the name of progress? And it's interesting that all of that can be communicated at the same time, but it's probably all going on at the same time. Of course it is. I have taken some notes about what I saw here. So what I see here, another thing I see is I'm taking it as a personal message to myself. Though, you know what? It might apply to other people too, so I'm going to say it. And that's, if you want to create great work, drop your poor me attitude. I'm not good enough. I don't have what I need. I don't look right, blah, 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 blah. So drop that attitude, and if you need help, collaborate with others. Ask for help. And, I'm not good at asking for help. All this technical stuff, do I get on the helpline and ask the community to help? No. So how many people are like that? Raise your hands. So, yeah, you're in charge of your creation. Boss up. Own it. Take responsibility for it. Just do it. Take action. The thing that's holding you back really is your own thinking. So swords are the element of air and the suit of the mind and the thought. So I definitely see all of that going on here. I'm going to talk about numerology here, and then I will stop. But if 3 is the number of creation and collaboration, 5 is the number of change. In this card, it's particularly disruptive change. So 5 can be the number of disruptive change. Disruptive change in the creative process. Then we have the Emperor, who is a 4. We've got 2 3s, really. We've got the 3 of Swords and the 3 of Pentacles. I just want to comment on that, too. 33 is known as the Christed energy. The energy of compassion. Particularly global compassion. Where did I leave off? So 5 is disruptive change, and then we have the Emperor is a 4. 4. And, the best, in its best aspects, the 4 is strong and stable and reliable, and it's always going to be there. The 4 is Earth. The 4 is the Emperor. The one who's got it all together, the one who's not moving. Its worst aspect, this can run into stubbornness and bullheadedness and stuckness and my way or the highway. And just stagnancy. 10 is the number of endings and simultaneously beginnings. There is an angst-filled ending here. There is trauma. This is trauma. The 10 and the 3, the 13. Excuse me, I'll be right back. I have to look something up. I'm sorry, I had to look up Major Arcana card 13 because I was thinking it was the Tower, but no, it's actually 10 and 3 is 13. 13 in Major Arcana is death, which is so interesting to me. Traumatic death too, heartbreaking, just it's so interesting to me because when I first put this spread out and I saw the 3, and I, at this point in time, always think, make America great again. I was thinking that's not really what we're doing. That's what the expectation is. But maybe we're so disappointed because that's not really a description of what we're doing. What we're doing is better described by the death card. And I don't want you to think, oh no, America's going to die. America's going to collapse. Not really. I don't think that's really what's going on. I think it's more like compost. I think it's more like deconstructionism. I think what America's doing is recreating itself, which is a good definition of what stands as an energy in the death card. We're recreating ourselves. And maybe if we altered our expectation of what exactly we're doing here, it would make more sense to all of us. Instead of having all this trauma, we could say, oh, America is going through transformation. Which is something we've done before. We are re-identifying, we are repurposing, we are recalibrating. We're tearing down and building up simultaneously. It's deconstructionist. I was sent by the Bureau of Deconstructionist Projects to tell you this. My little queen, say your piece. What is it, Lucy? Come on. Yeah? Am I disturbing your peace? You're such a good old lady. Mm-hmm.